Well, hello, my beautiful Scorpio. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your career or money reading for the end of February right through the end of March 2024. I've already cleansed your space and I've meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about to pretend to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings. I do not take your money, e-gifts, donations. I'm not on Facebook, WhatsApp, PayPal, Telegram, or Patreon. I will never ask you for your credit card details. I'll never ask for personal details. And I'll also never give you a cell phone number to call. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful. There's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Scorpio, this is your career and money reading. I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome, but I'm scrying at the same time as doing your reading in the water there, and already I'm being shown an image, and that image is actually a very famous saying, and it says, strike while the iron is hot. Okay, so either that is very precise to your situation. I mean, it could be a sign that you're going to see over the next coming weeks. But ultimately, of course, it means like fresh ideas are coming to you now, and there's no time like the present to act on them. It can also indicate an opportunity is going to arise for you in the next 6 weeks, and you're going to grab it with both hands. I mean, I really get an energy here that you're forging something that has potentially been very, very hard, and you know, things are going to be taking shape for you, but I definitely see it as a positive sentence that, you know, look at that, we've got the sun there, so you have your eye on the prize. This is you being focused on success, but also you really trying to be positive about the way ahead. Now the sun card, of course, is about clarity, so that's really about you know, getting clear on the details in something that perhaps you are trying to accomplish right now. And once you do that, then you can move forward on something. Yeah, look at that. You got the Chariot card, which is to move forward on something. So I'm definitely getting this energy of some of you are forging a new path completely, or you may be changing your approach. I feel like you're channeling your energy in a different way. Oh, as well. Okay, that's just popped out there as well for you. That's the World card. That was quite by accident, but there's always happy accidents. Everything happens on purpose. I always believe there's a reason, but the World card tells me that you're very goal oriented and you're going to be very busy, but you are going to reach your goal. Okay. Now, let me get your actual cards here. You've got the Empress energy here, and it's twice. It's showing up in your reading twice. So some of you may be working with another person, or you may even be headhunted over the coming weeks. There's definitely someone who is keeping an eye on your work. And some of you may even have felt a little bit micromanaged recently, but I definitely see that you are at the top of your game. You're really good at what you do, and you're actually standing out from the crowd. So even if you work in your own industry and you're an entrepreneur, you work for yourself, I definitely see that people notice your skills, notice what you bring to the industry that you work in, and they see that you really are a force to be reckoned with. Also, if you work in a company, I definitely see that your skill set is on point, and people notice that you are incredibly talented and gifted at what you do, and I feel you're going to stand out in some way for either some sort of raise, promotion, or there's an energy here of partnership. So I just get an energy here of someone wanting to work with you or wanting to collaborate on a project with you in some way, or it could even be that, you know, if you work for yourself, you're an entrepreneur, there could be like a brand that wants to partner up or sponsor you in some way, or, you know, even, you know, if you're currently looking for work, if you're currently out of work and you're currently searching for work, I definitely see that, you know, there is a new project coming up for you, something that you're going to be really passionate about. It's actually you reaching your goal. So it could be a company that you've always wanted to work with, or, you know, a path that you've always wanted to explore. It is showing up for you, and it is the beginning of everything, and also the end of a cycle of repeat, because I feel there's something here about you reigniting your passion for what you do. Some of you may have felt that you've been doing something over and over and over and over again, And you may want to, branch out, try something new, or even if it's still in the same vein as what you do, it could be a new approach just to keep things really interesting and moving forward. But I definitely see that the next coming weeks are going to be a very passionate time for you. Lots of new ideas are going to be coming to you. You're going to be birthing new projects or finding ways to keep things that you've already got in motion really interesting. I feel like you're breathing like a breath of fresh air into your career. Let's start at the beginning. You've got the Sun card. So this is really about you being very ambitious. You're taking it to the top. And I feel wherever you're headed, there is so much motivation. I feel like you always make a lot of effort, but I feel like you've been working really hard and it's going to show. There is prosperity headed in your direction here. And if there's someone here who's trying to micromanage you or is keeping an eye on your work, you're actually going to really impress this person. Even though you're not going out to impress this person, I feel like, you're taking pride in what you do and you care about what it is that you're working on. And this person, there's an energy here of they don't have the talent, the drive, and the tenacity that you have. And they actually don't put in as much work as you either. So they see you as a bit of a triple threat is what I'm getting here, because I feel like you're talented on many different levels. But you're actually not after this person's role. I feel like you're going to transcend this person's role. So I feel some of you are actually just bypassing their, current position. So it could be that you will staircase and, get an even higher promotion, as it were, or you may be leaving a position because you feel like you've come as far as you can in a certain department. So it could be that you're moving into a different department, or some of you may be seconded to another branch in some way. There may be some sort of travel or reshuffle going on in your career right now, or some of you are plain leaving a company in order to either become a consultant or be an entrepreneur, or to actually, move into a different partnership that is going to be more emotionally rewarding, where you feel like you are making your mark, you're making an impact, and you're also getting what you need out of your current circumstances. But the Sun card indicates a lot of positivity, that you've been growing in your career. So there's a lot of growth here. You're looking at potential, and you have so much potential. You're literally brimming with potential. But when you get to the Empress energy, this is an indication that some of you may feel like you've come as far as you can in a certain role or a certain position, or even with your skill set. So you may be opening yourself up to learning new things. You may be curious about putting yourself on classes of learning to upskill in some way, or just to develop your talents and gifts in a deeper way. Now, the Empress energy tells me that something that you've already got in motion, this is a project or ideas, it's coming to term. It's time to birth this. So it could be that you're going to reveal a project that you've been working on, or it could be that you've had ideas that have been ruminating for quite some time, and now you're ready to put them into practice. And they're going to really flourish and thrive and be very successful indeed. I mean, looking at your finances there, although, money is important, we have to pay the bills, I feel that money isn't something that you're completely focused on. It feels more about, you making an impact and enjoying what you do, following your heart, and, really also about nourishing your career, integrity, your, how can I put that? Your reputation. That's what is so important to you in the industry that you're working in. And actually, people, they talk about you behind the scenes, and I feel to some degree they look up to you, but they would never say this to your face, because I feel it almost admits that they are not good enough, or that they lack the confidence or the boldness that you do. And I feel like they just keep it to themselves. That's what's coming out there. But also the Empress energy, I mean, some of you, you may be having the difficult task of, trying to balance work and life. And if you've got children, you may find that has been a very difficult, process. But actually, I see that you love what you do and you just make it work. You're going to look back at these years and think, how did I do it? How did I spin all the plates all at once and make it work? It's because you're passionate, you're intense, you are paying a lot of attention to detail, and you are hardworking and determined to see it to the top. And I definitely see that you're going to be very busy this month. I mean, this is a card of productivity, of showcasing your talents, especially with the Sun card. So you may be put in the spotlight for something in the next coming weeks. Now, this could be a partnership. I keep coming up with like partnership energy. So if you're already in like a business partnership, I feel like you utilize your skill set and you work really well with your partner, even if before you felt like ditching this person or you felt that they weren't pulling their weight in some way. I actually feel like they step up their game, and it may sort of make you question whether you want to leave this partnership or not, because I feel that will be sustained effort. It's almost like they've had a bit of a wake-up call. So if you are in a business partnership, some of you, I feel like you may have like a really honest, open conversation where both of you like get on the same page and you kind of streamline your working partnership so that it works more effectively. And for some of you, if you're in a career where you work for a company, I definitely see there may be some sort of meeting, like an appraisal, where you get really great results and see that you're in a really great position, but you're looking at growth in your career. And if you feel like you've hit like a glass ceiling, I feel with that death card there, you are changing your mindset to move into a more competitive market. And if some of you are entrepreneurs, because this can be a card of like owning your own business, you're going to see things really kick off, especially if they've been really quiet recently. You may see that you've got more clients who are interested in what you have to offer, or more people viewing your work, because this is about you having your work out in the open. With the Strength card, I really get a sense here. This whole protagonist energy pile for you is more about you creating healthy boundaries in the working environment, making sure that you do a lot, but at the same time not do too much where you burn yourself out. So I feel like you're paying close attention to what you do and putting like a time limit perhaps on something that you do. But also I'm getting this energy of infinite resources, okay, where you are taking new ideas and running with it. There's an energy here of being bold and daring, coming out of your comfort zone to do something that some people may say is really difficult, but not for you, because I feel like you've got the logistics, you've got the plan, and you've got the tenacity and determination, as well as the talent and drive to see it through to the end. And a lot of you may be like tying up loose ends this month in order to get ready to go on a vacation, because I definitely see there's some sort of travel here. You've got the Chariot card and the World card. So this may be something that is overseas or is like a big vacation, and you're just trying to get everything in order and be organized before you go away. Now, if you are someone who works in a company and someone you have to train to do your work, or you have to delegate it while you're away, I have to say that this person, they're really not going to cut it. They're just not capable of doing the amount of work and the quality of work that you do, okay? And I'm not here to blow smoke up your you-know-what. These cards tell me that, okay? Because you've set the bar. Okay, that's the Empress energy, but it's in the resistance position. So that's indicating you're absent. You may be away, and, male or female, not a gender specific reading. It's about the energy. So this person doesn't have the clear thinking. They don't have the willpower. They don't have the ideas. They don't have the skill set. Okay, and we've got the Page of Swords and the Six of Pentacles, both in the reverse. Page of Swords there. It's this one here. Page of Swords there indicates this person, they're not paying attention. They're not interested. They're just coasting for the money. We have the Six of Pentacles there, which means they just don't put in the effort. Okay, so when you return, you may need to, either overlook their work, or, I feel like you'll be celebrated when you get back, especially if you work for a company, because half the things that you have to do are not going to be done. And it's almost like people are really grateful to see you back, because now the work gets done in a very timely and efficient manner, as well as there is good quality work. Okay, so that's coming out there. But deep down, I feel like intuitively you know it. There's something about this person when you're training this person. It's almost like they're not paying attention. And you may have even had to say, would you like a notebook and pen to write some of this stuff down? And I feel they may even like come out with, you know what, no, I'm going to remember. And you're like, you know what, there's going to be some passwords, or there's going to be some like steps that you need to really pay attention to and write down. So I'm just going to get you that notebook and pen. Okay, so I'm just getting this energy coming out there. So some of you may be dealing with that over the next coming weeks. Now, what I see here also is with the Empress energy in the resistance position, but you are presenting as the Empress. This can indicate that on the surface, you look like to everybody else that you're in control, that you are, really confident. but actually deep down, you have fears just like everybody else. Sometimes you have doubt, but I feel like you're really good at recognizing that doubt is there to try and sabotage your greatness, especially with the Page of Swords in the Resistance position. This can be like the whisperings of the inner critic. There is perfectionism here, so it can indicate that sometimes, especially if you're birthing new ideas, you may feel that it's never ready or it's never the right moment to move forward on it. And, there's an energy of perfectionism that can delay your greatness, or can delay projects, and even, almost talk yourself out of creating something because you feel like it'll never be right. So recognize that actually you are really gifted and talented at what you do, and override that sense of, complicated self-talk that sometimes that inner critic sort of arises to almost sabotage. So I feel like you're silencing that inner critic over the next coming weeks, but you acknowledge that it is there. And it tends to only rise when you're truly about to do something really wonderful that will change your life infinitely and, make you very successful indeed. Now, there is such a thing as sometimes we can be afraid of success. I know it's something that's not talked about often, but sometimes when we are so successful, things change. Tax brackets change, people change, especially if you've got money, people look at you in a different way. If you are doing something that takes you to the top of your industry, it could also mean travel or, spending less time with your family because you have to keep momentum going when it comes to a certain project, or it just feels like everything is changing. And some of you may feel a little bit hesitant, like, do you really want this? So you may actually have really serious conversations with yourself over the next coming weeks. I feel like, yes, you do. But with the Lovers card there, I feel like you can create that level of harmony and balance, and you can have it all. Okay, so don't fear success because you're destined for it and you've worked so hard for it. But at the same time, I feel like you get to, experience all that life has to offer there. Now, also the Page of Swords in this position, this is a card that indicates lots of brimming potential, lots of ideas, because anything that's in the Resistance position, it turns into the upright. So some of you may have been curious about branching out in some area of your career. It could be that you are deciding to approach things differently just to shake things up and keep things interesting. Or it could be that you have a new idea that you want to put into practice. And, you may be keeping it on the down low right now, or you may be just ruminating on it. But I get a sense that in the next coming weeks, you're going to be forging ahead on it because they keep giving this energy that time is, critical. It's like strike with the irons hot. That's the energy that keeps coming through there. Now, I feel like you will start to investigate new ideas a little bit more and sort of move forward on them as well, because I feel there's a new focus here for you. Either it's a new project or it's a new way of doing something that really you're curious about. I mean, it could be as simple as like a computer program that helps you create something. Maybe it's more that you want to be very authentic in your creativity. So the last thing you'd ever want to use is a computer, but it may be that you have like original designs, for example, and you've created them by hand, because the Empress is very authentic, very original, very at one with nature and natural gifts. And then you've got the Page of Swords there, which is, could you download these wonderful creations that you have and make them digital to get them out to more people, or to, send them over to somebody like a gallery or a manager, or, I just get this energy of you kind of utilizing the two, something that perhaps you've stayed away from for quite some time, but it actually helps you streamline your time whilst not losing your authenticity. And I feel something in the way of that. Now, also, and I hate to give you this with this card and this energy, the Page of Swords in this position, although it will go into the upright, I'm actually getting an energy of a paper jam. Okay, nobody likes that, especially when you're printing something that's really important or perhaps even time sensitive, and suddenly at the critical moment, the paper jams in the printer, okay? So it could indicate that there is some sort of backlog if I'm going down sort of a symbolic route for this image. It could be that there's a backlog of things that you have been wanting to do for quite some time, but you've been feeling stuck in a routine, or something's just got in the way of you doing something. Could even be this idea that you've got and you haven't quite launched it yet. So I feel this is a potential time for you to do that, to release the backlog and I mean, it can also indicate that you will literally have like an unexpected paper jam when you're about to print something. But I feel this energy of something could surface in the next coming weeks that has the potential to hinder a smooth running of something that is normally very easy. Okay, so it could be like paperwork. You may hear of like new policies or regulations coming in, or maybe there's new documentation that you have to fill in that just feels like really wasting your time, but at the same time, you have to do it. Okay, and for some of you, with that Page of Swords in this position, you may be dealing with tax matters, okay? And you may be dealing with someone who is either like, it feels like a third party who may be doing tax with you, maybe an accountant, for example, and you may feel there's a discrepancy there or they haven't quite done it the way that it should be done. I feel like you actually correct this person, whoever it is, and you basically tell them how to do their job, but at the same time kind of underline that perhaps you are paying them for a service and they should pay a little bit more attention. It shouldn't be that you have to correct them every time. Okay, so there's something about that coming out there. So I'm going to step away from the energy. But looking at it, it's kind of like a folded piece of paper that is jamming the printer. Now, this is literal, is what I'm seeing. So it could be that either that's something that's literally going to happen, or it could be that perhaps there's a glitch in something, or someone is out of line, or something is out of line, or trying to put a bit of a spoke in the wheel and slow you down a little bit. But I definitely see that you get over it. It's not even something that's worth your attention in the end. I feel like you breeze through it. I do see that some of you are being headhunted. Okay, I definitely see that people are watching your skills, and I feel that for some energy that I've got coming through, it's almost like people are watching your skills and they're a little bit put out that they feel it's unfair that you're so successful or that you're so talented and gifted. Just watch out for that, because I feel there could be someone who's kind of, let me just pull a card on that. Because I just feel a little bit of protect your energy, have like a black tourmaline or a black obsidian, because I feel there's someone here that, Wheel of Fortune, they can see that you're destined for success. Yeah, it's almost like I just get a feeling of they feel like they're not needed, or they feel like they're not capable, or they feel like you haven't confided in them. So, for example, if you're working on something and it's really successful, but you haven't told a friend, or you haven't, opened up to anybody about it because you just don't want to jinx it at this time, or, you're just not sure where it's going at this time. When you open up or reveal this, your friend may be a little bit put out, like, well, why didn't you confide in me? And you're like, well, you know what? I don't have to tell you everything, and I wasn't keeping a secret. It's just that I was working really hard on it, and it's hard to come up for air and, surface and say, hey, I'm working on this, because I didn't know where it was going. So I feel like you're like keeping something to yourself at this time. And I feel it's important that you do that, especially if you work in an environment where people could be watching your ideas and try to almost take them for yourself. So just watch out for that. But I feel some of you are leaving something, and it was inevitable to do that because we've got that Nine of Pentacles there, which is to be financially self-sufficient. For some of you, it is to go solo, to launch a business. And some of you may even set up second streams of income and have both. Something that is a partnership with either a company or something long-standing in terms of a contract, and also doing something that you're doing on your own. So, for example, the Hierophant could be the establishment. So if you work for a company and, you're doing a really great job for them, you're so efficient that then you've got time for yourself, and on the sly, then you're like learning to upskill in a different arena because you're trying to launch your own business or you're trying to do something for yourself. Just be careful who is watching, because there is someone trying to keep tabs on you and find a moment where you falter. Now, I'm not saying be paranoid, but I'm just saying be careful, because there could be someone who is like a bit of a tattletale to the establishment to say, oh, Scorpio was working on their own thing. So I think that they are trying to launch something like moonlighting or something like that. So just watch out for that, because I get a sense here. You're destined to do something for yourself, to become a boss or an entrepreneur. You're destined to be a leader, is what I see there. With that 10 of Swords, it can also indicate that a member of a company that you either work for or a member of the industry that you work in leaves, okay? Or yeah, I feel like they leave actually. And I feel like it creates a lot more opportunity for others. That's what's coming through there as well. Now, we do have the Six of Pentacles there. It's in the resistance position. For some of you, you feel like you're doing a lot of the work, a majority share of the work, and you feel it's not fairly distributed, but it will be. I just want you to be aware of that. Some of you may be keeping an eye yourself on somebody who is not pulling their weight, but I definitely see everything gets put back into balance, and there is a little bit more workers' morale and teamwork going on there too. Also, I feel some of you, my beautiful Scorpio, have been learning a lesson about delegation, making sure that you don't always have to do it yourself. There are easier ways to do something, whether it's to put it through a computer system or whether it's to enlist the help of a friend or even to, delegate to co-workers, whatever it is. I feel there is a way to outsource. So I feel some of you may, especially if you're an entrepreneur, you may outsource certain aspects of your current working environment, whether it's like your tax to an accountant or whether it is like, organization of your diary to a PA, whatever it is. I feel like you have the potential to outsource over the next coming weeks. Now, in terms of your finances, I definitely see that, you are attracting a lot of prosperity at this time and you're working really hard to get that prosperity. But that Six of Pentacles, when it's in the resistance position, it can indicate some of you have been a little bit, I would say not struggling with the finances. It could be that you're worried about getting into debt, but it could also be an indication that your finances have been fluctuating, that some months, there's been a bit of an overspend and you're trying to get back into some sort of balance. But anything that you spend, I see it coming back in, okay? So I feel like you replenish. So I feel like in terms of finances, there's a bit of a plateau here, but some of you may actually feel like it's time to move into either a different role, put your resume out there, because I feel like some of you are secretly, putting your resume out there or, just seeing what's out there on the job market that may bring in more money. And I definitely see that there is a potential or I see there's a potential for a new role coming in that will actually give you a little increase in your finances, okay? Now, the outcome energy, we have the Chariot. So this is about moving forward. And I don't know if you can see there's this beautiful little fly, okay? Oh no, it's just moved on. A beautiful little fly that's just sort of flying around. But what I am getting here from that energy is that you're about to move forward, but I feel like there is a potential for somebody to try and I'm going to pull a card on it because I get this sense, even though that fly is really beautiful, okay, I am getting a sense of like someone who's pestering you or someone who is like, it's not the fly in the ointment. I don't feel it's someone who is going to make some sort of impact, but it could be someone who feels that you're about to leave a position or that you're about to elevate, and it's like they're pestering you. It's almost like they want to hinder your path so you're focusing on other things, where this is a month where you really need to prioritize on what's right for you, okay? So it could be like a busybody boss, the Hermit. Yeah, you need to withdraw in order to not have any distractions at this time. Really focus on your inspirations. And, I feel like you are fed up in a situation or you're tired of a situation. And I feel that you're being diplomatic about it, but at the same time, the Hermit energy is like time out, okay? It's necessary for your growth. I mean, some of you beautiful Scorpios out there, you may also be thinking about when to retire, okay? My readings are not age specific. I'm just picking up different energies. So some of you may feel like there's like a soft retirement launch here is what I'm picking up. So you may like downsize hours and then finally come to the right date where you feel it's time to retire. Some of you may even think about being a consultant during that time or doing something that's really creative that keeps your hand working, but it's not really something that perhaps you feel like is work, but at the same time, you're bringing in extra finances. With that Six of Pentacles there, I feel some of you could be like having second streams of income. Don't spread yourself too thin there. But the Chariot card indicates ambition, drive, self-control, dedication to reach your goal. And the Chariot card is always about success. It's about navigating your path by channeling your energy to take action and, make things happen for you. But also there is an element of destiny. okay? Because there's no reins on the Chariot card. It indicates that you're being guided to reach your goal. And we had the Wheel of Fortune come out there as well. So there could be a surprise opportunity for a promotion or a raise in some way. I feel like if you're in a position right now, there's a small incentive there. It's only a little bit more money coming in. It could be in line with inflation, that sort of energy. I mean, there is a potential for a little bonus, but it comes a little bit later there. But some of you are like literally waiting for that bonus before you leave, and you'll know when the right time is for that. Now, we do have the Death card. So this is about, putting your own needs first. It is a Scorpio card first and foremost, but it's also about cultivating your landscape. There's something here that you've been nurturing, and you're just paying attention to it, giving it a little bit more time because it's starting to take shape. And your intention is the sun, okay? And as you can see there is a sun in this card, and there's a few clouds over there. So it can indicate that, your intention is still the same and your goal is still the same. However, there are distractions or things are getting in the way to some degree of you reaching that goal. So again, it comes back to like the paper jam energy, or, strike while iron's hot. You may be looking at things that distract you or have the potential to distract you, or even, mood swings that sometimes can make us procrastinate. And I definitely see that you're paying attention to it so that you can move forward and not be distracted at this time. The Death card is an indication of like breaking old habits or a cycle of repeat. You're releasing yourself from something and there is a new start. I feel like you're channeling your energy into something new, something exciting, something that's going to help you move forward and reach your goal. And some of you, as I said, you may be using your skill set to find alternative ways to do something so that you're just more time efficient. Whether it is like having a new filing system that is in a different computer program, or whether it is, cutting out a certain practice that just wastes too much time. So I feel, especially if you're being micromanaged, someone's saying, oh, could you send me a list of all the things that you did today? Or could you send me a list of, the stuff that you do every week? And you're like, well, you know the job spec. You gave me the job. So I do all the tasks that you asked me to do when I first joined. I just get this energy of someone kind of like going above and beyond, trying to waste your time a little bit. And I feel like you're not allowing it to derail you. Now, with the World card, this can indicate you're in a new cycle. For some of you, it could be that you are deciding to retire, coming to the end of your working environment. But also, I get a sense that some of you are traveling. So it could be that, you've put a lot of hard work in and you're on top of things. Everything is as it should be before you leave. And I feel like you're going to have an incredible vacation. You're going to have such a wonderful adventure, especially since we've got the Knight of Wands there as well. This can indicate traveling, going at a distance, exploring, and having fun. But also I feel like you've been in a very explorative phase in your career. Like, what if I do this? How will that change any factors in my career? What if I added this? Or what if I decided to leave this place and move into this arena? So I feel some of you are, looking at all the ingredients that you have in terms of your skill set and trying to explore all your options at this time. Whatever happens, you're going to be very successful. There's a victory read there. Everything is in balance. When you have all of the elements in balance and in play there, it indicates that you really are a force to be reckoned with. When you've got fire, that's your passion. That's, you having the tenacity to go after and the talent to go after whatever it is that you desire. Also, earth is all about the plan, being grounded, being realistic. Then, of course, you've got the swords, which is all about the mind, communicating to the universe what it is that you desire, but also really forging a way to use your voice and let ideas help you and lead the way, as well as cutting through anything that is trying to derail you. And of course, you've got water, which is all about the dream, visualization, the knowingness of using your intuition to take you to where you want to go and love what you do. So I definitely see that you really are like breaking boundaries in some way in your career in order to get to the good stuff, because ultimately you're being led with your heart. The Lover's card at grassroots, especially when you attach it to a career or money reading, this is about, manifestation of the vibrations of your heart. Loving what you do actually brings in more prosperity, more wealth. But also the Lover's card is like, it's time to make a decision. Do you want to stay where you're at? Do you feel like you've hit that glass ceiling? and you're happy where you're at? Or have you hit that glass ceiling and you feel it's time to, really challenge yourself in a really positive way so that you can reach a higher level than ever before? The Lover's card also indicates that it's going to be a life-changing decision when you get this card. This is really about examining your path, where you've been, where you are right now, and where you want to go. So you're having like a really important conversation with yourself about which path to take right now. And you're choosing harmony, you're choosing to follow your heart, and the universe will reward you with matching your vibration with the opportunity. Because the Lover's card can be partnership, you partnering up either with spirit to launch your own business or launch an idea, or it can be you partnering up in business with a person that you really trust and care about, or even like a brand or an establishment that you've longed to work with for quite some time. So there could be a contract here for you. Pay close attention to any fine print, especially if there's any restructure going on, if your company is merging or you're obviously going to a new company there, because I feel it's really important. The energy here is some of you may be given an incentive to work on a project, but I feel like the money's not right. It just feels like, there is the potential to earn more, and you may find a role where you are offered more for the same stuff that you do already, and it's a no-brainer. You'll probably take that instead. Now, I am going to pull a card on it because the Lover's card can also indicate that some of you, there may be some sort of flirtation in the working environment. And with the Knight of Wands there, I feel like it's a potential for a fling that could turn into love. But I just want to pull a card on it because right now, I feel like you're attracting a lot of opportunity, but also you're going to get a lot of attention in terms of, your inner power, your attractiveness, and Four of Swords and the Page of Cups. Yeah, I feel like, if it's a fling, I feel like, you may be tempted, but if you're single, I feel like you're actually looking for love. Okay, if you're already partnered up, I feel like there is someone who tries to flirt with you, but I also feel this person may have ulterior motives. It feels very much like you're in a very powerful position and this person is attracted to power. Don't get me wrong, they find you very attractive, but I feel this person is not looking for a deep relationship at this time, but you will intuitively know that. There is someone, however, who actually has feelings for you at your working environment. But let me just pull another card because I just keep getting this energy of this person is either attached or somehow they're not emotionally available to offer you the love that you truly deserve and desire. Some of you may actually feel that you don't want to get involved in a work relationship. There's someone that you're destined to meet that is kind of not involved in your working environment. Okay, so I feel like it's outside work that you'll meet someone new. They may be in the same industry as you, but I feel like you don't work with the person that you're going to be in a romantic relationship with. So I have to say it like that. The Wheel of Fortune indicates destiny, but the Three of Wands also means that there are alternative options coming in for you, that wait for the one is coming in. Of course, if you want to get involved in something and it's passionate and intense, but both of you are on the same page, then, go for it, enjoy it, whatever it is, live in the moment. But at the same time, I feel if you're looking for love, it may not be this person, okay? Now, we also have the Knight of Wands, which means you are determined for new adventures. You're independent, you're a creative thinker, and you think outside the box. You're someone who is unstoppable in the energy, especially when you have a goal. You keep working until you reach that goal. And I definitely see you reaching those goals. So trust in your vision, act accordingly, and, value those ideas because you have the potential to manifest and work hard towards them and make your dreams become a reality. This is about you leading with your passions. And this is actually a high indication that some of you are really seriously contemplating becoming an entrepreneur or launching an independent creative business. And I definitely see that it is going to be very, very lucrative. For some of you, you're trying to work out how can you work and travel at the same time. Okay, so it could be that you're going into some sort of traveling industry, or perhaps you're trying to be a little bit more nomadic in what you do so that you can actually, visit many different places but work at the same time. And, I get the sense that you can have it all. These may just be ideas of what it is that you want at this time, and now it becomes your reality. Okay, so I'm just going to go and pull some final cards before I close your reading. Okay, so they only want one for you for this one, and we've got abundance, fruits of your labor, okay? And it says here, harvest, extra cash, fulfilled, blessed, overflow, and the time is ripe. So, I even said the time is now, or, strike while the iron's hot. So they're even giving that energy there as well. So let me just finally go and get some other cards there. Okay, so we have moon, fleeting funds. As I said, I feel like your funds are fluctuating, but they will be replenished. Unknown source, being guided, moonlighting. I think I even mentioned that word. I can't remember now, but I think it came up, the energy did. Odd jobs, night shift, and part-time. So I feel it may be something that you're launching at this time that feels very sort of like sporadic, but it may even become your long-term position eventually, because I feel like it really is going to kick off for you in a really positive way. And we also have award. Okay, so this is winning money, payoff for effort, recognition for your skills, advancement, professional work, and fame. With the spotlight being on you, I definitely see some of you, if you want to be in the public eye, you got the World card as well as the Sun, which means some of you are going to reach global audiences or global clients. There's an energy of international there for you as well. So some of you may even be gifted with like a promotion or raise, but actually you worked really hard for this. Some of you, if you've been trying to get a bursary or an award to actually study at a very prestigious place, will also be very successful as well. And if you are studying, it may be a time to get your certification or qualification, and you're really going to be proud of yourself because you're moving forward to reach your goal and you're closer than ever before. So I'm just going to go and get a trinket or a rune. Okay, so we have a tower, the Eiffel Tower there, and this can indicate that you are a tower of strength. For some of you, you may be holidaying in France, or there's some sort of travel to France as your vacation, or some of you are being like nomadic and your first stop is France or Paris. So please take it as it resonates. But I feel this is about, you having a foundation that is taking you to the top. The tower literally means liberation out of a stuck cycle, or, breaking free of things that perhaps are not working in order to rebuild stronger. And I feel it definitely connects to your reading. And also, we have the pentacle there and 2 crescent moons. Now, the pentacle always connects to money. It is a financial reading, which means, when it's connected to the moon, it can indicate that your money will be cyclical, which means there's an ebb and flow to it. Money comes in, of course, you pay the bills, and then it gets replenished. So I definitely see that that's happening. But I also feel by the next... they'll give me the second full moon after now. I feel like there is some increase of money. This could be through a promotion, raise, or you getting a job opportunity that takes you into a position of status with a higher pay grade. Okay, so I'm getting that there as well. But pay close attention to your dreams, because I feel there are ideas there that may come to you that are money-making ideas, and I feel you're going to start making extra money that will help you long term. Okay, so I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates in that reading for you, my beautiful Scorpio. If it does, please like and subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press a little bell that lets you know when I update my next message. It lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is so important for me too. Thank you so much, my beautiful Scorpio, and love and light.